Okay.
So,
Okay.
hi, Shannon. How are you today? It's great to have you here chatting to me.
No worries. Thanks, Susanna. I always look
Um,
forward.
so, the reason why we're chatting today is because we've got a workshop that we're collaborating on called the Startup Vision. Now, we're just going to have a chat to let people know what this workshop is about, why, and also a little bit about yourself.
Yep.
Now, I've known you for quite a few years now. In 2017, you were the winner of the Ethical Enterprise Early Pitch competition. And so you've got quite a bit of experience in terms of startups, in particular also in the fashion and ethical space. Do you want to tell us a little bit more about that and, you know, your association with startups and your knowledge?
Yeah, sure. So for probably most of the last 10 plus years, I've worked pretty much exclusively with startups and small business. So it started for me basically when I got my first job at 15. I knew that I wanted to have my own business. I just knew it. And so I worked with some larger companies, and then I studied fashion design, and I got into the ethical and sustainable fashion industry, and I worked with a lot of small businesses in this space. And I wanted to work with small business so that I could work directly with the founder and be like, know exactly what they're doing, because my question was always, how do you start a business? And no one ever gave me a straight answer about this. Like, I asked them directly, how do you do it? And no one ever gave me an answer. So what I ended up doing was just figuring it out for myself based on watching what they were doing, and then researching and just going from these businesses and seeing what did they all have in common, where did the ideas come from, and then how did they then put it into action to have this tangible business at the end. Worked with Fairground on a couple of things in the sustainable and ethical fashion space. That gave me a lot of great experience, and then opened up new doors to see more people in this space and connect with more people. So I really I'm still all about ethics and sustainability, and that's like my core values now. And any way that I can convey this into a business and help businesses put this at their core values as well, I just love to do it.
Yeah, that's great. And this particular workshop that we're going to host, it's a 6 weeks program. They get to work directly with you, one-on-one, I suppose, and you know, you can share all that experience. Like you said, I'm sure you've made plenty of mistakes starting up a business, like we all have, and to have a mentor to take you through that is so valuable, in particular because you don't want to start on the wrong angle. You want to sort of have the foundation strong, so that you can move forward. Now, this particular workshop is focusing on female entrepreneurs or female business. Can you tell us a bit more why the focus specifically, in particular, is an interest for you for female entrepreneurs?
Yeah, because because we have our own set of challenges in society, and you know, it's generational. It comes through, and like, so we're the primary caregivers for children, no matter if we're working full time, no matter what else we have going on. That's still our role in society. So there's that responsibility, and then there's also, we're still the primary manager of our own households. There are less female leaders in business and in politics, and that number is so small compared to men. We're not even really catching up. There's still the pay gap that's huge, even in Australia, you know, such a developed country. We're still fighting for this. And even starting a business, women have reduced access to capital as well. So we're far less likely to get funding for capital for our businesses than men. So I really think that we need all the support that we can get. We've proven there's plenty of successful women. We've proven that we can do it. You know, we can like manage a household and everything that runs with that, but we can also manage a business, you know. We have a different set of skills and a different take on the world as to what men have. And I think that at this time, especially, like, it just shows more and more all the time that we need this sort of compassionate, empathetic view to come through into business, this caring for our customers and the people that we're working with, and not just profit driven. We need to think about our environment and the people that are impacted by our business.
I so agree with you there. I mean, the same skills that you really need to run a household, you know, and manage all that. It's like if you applied all that energy towards putting a business, you know, towards a business, will be very, you know, there'll be more successful women. But I suppose there's all the other challenges, and it's good to have a support like you that's a female support, that, you know, people feel comfortable in terms of sharing information. And sometimes there's also personal information that gets in the way of setting up a business or running a business. Now, one of the challenges, I suppose, and I'm sure you get asked this, is it's COVID-19. It's, you know, we're getting out of it, but setting up a business now, is that wise, or should we consider that, or is it advantageous? What's your take on that?
I 100% think it's like the perfect opportunity. This opportunity will probably never happen again in our lifetime, hopefully, as well, because you don't want a pandemic happening all the time. But it's an opportunity because, well, first of all, you have to have the mindset of opportunity to see this. This is what I say to people too, like, you're not going to just see opportunities just because people tell you they're there. You need to first have this mindset and stop looking through like the glasses of like fear and panic that you see in the news and everything like that. You need to prime yourself first for the opportunities. So that's the first thing. And then the opportunity is, if you think about different ways that you can serve your people, your clients and your customers, this is where it comes from. What are the different ways that you can serve them now? Like, they're panicking too, they're in fear too, but you can be the one that steps up and helps them through this in ways that other businesses perhaps aren't. And it's an opportunity to also, if you're starting your business now, to start it in a way that you're always going to be adapting and ready for change. Because established businesses that have been doing the same thing for 50 years, 20 years, whatever, there's going to be some form of challenge. So start business now in this challenge is just going to mean that you're ready for other challenges. You can easily pivot, you can easily adapt, and then you can grow from that and come out the other side better than your competitors.
And that's right, Shannon. If you start a business or an enterprise, you know, in this environment now, then you can be prepared for almost anything in the future. You know, it almost say it almost sounds crazy, but that level of flexibility that it's needed right now will sort of showcase even existing businesses that are going to be doing really great because they're flexible and they can change and adapt. Now, I'm going to have one more question for you. What are some of the mistakes the founders make that you've seen, you know, through mentoring lots of different people? What are the sort of key mistakes that people make, without giving too much away, but, you know?
Yeah, so I guess the biggest one is that they, especially as women, we don't put our hands up for help when we need it. And I'm guilty of this. I do it all the time when it's just even my kids. I need help, but I just don't, because we think that we have to be this superwoman who has it all together. We see whoever we follow on Instagram or whatever just has their life all together. They can do it, why can't we? But we don't see the behind the scenes stuff. And so if you get in this mindset of that you should be able to do it all, this is really going to be harmful for you if you don't put your hand up for help, whether it's just help, you know, on basic things like getting people to help with housework so that you can focus more on your work when you need to, or if it's getting a business mentor, or if it's getting some extra funding, or if it's just cutting things off your to-do list and just delegating whatever you can. So that's one of the biggest things. And then that kind of leads into trying to figure it all out for yourself. I mean, you could go and download every free thing on the internet and read every blog and everything like that, and then you have to try and piece it all together yourself. But they're just giving you little snippets, and they're just like, it's there to help you, but it's not there to give you all the foundation and strategies that you really need to build and grow your business. You really need to invest the time in learning it, and it's, again, comes back to just getting help from somebody who's either been there, And doing courses and programs like this is just going to get you there so much faster than what you would just trying to piece through every blog post that you read. And the other real one that I really want to touch on, especially for women again, is not putting your own well-being first. Again, guilty. So I've suffered from a burnout before as well, and it's just debilitating. So, you know, you push yourself because you think as an entrepreneur as well, there's this sort of, I can't even think of the word,
There's
but
like a stigma almost, a perception, yes.
Stigma, yeah. That you should be working like 18 hours a day, 7 days a week, and that's how you will be successful. But it's just not true at all. So, you know, if you think about it, the easiest way to explain it is if you aren't thriving, then your business isn't going to thrive. If you don't look after yourself, you are the business. So if you don't look after yourself, then there's no possible way that your business can grow and be successful. So if you're not there to work, then what's going to happen to your business? So that's why you need to put yourself first.
Very wise words indeed. Look, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to share a screen where the workshop is, so people can see what the workshop is about. It's 6 weeks. Do you want to just go through it quickly before we wrap up?
Yeah, sure. So basically this workshop is for anyone who even just has an idea and haven't started yet, or they've started but they again just need the help, like they don't know really where they're going, they don't have a plan or anything like that. So basically over the 6 weeks I'll take you through, you'll basically have a business plan at the end of it, just not the financial side, but you'll have like a very clear vision. So we'll start from like where you're going, and we'll work through everything that you need to do to get there. So you'll have a very clear vision. I'll talk about how you can actually make an impact with your business in environmental, ethical ways, and just basically how you can turn your passion, because that's what it is, your passion, into a business that's actually going to grow. And so you can set yourself up for success. So it's all the strategies and planning and this sort of stuff that's kind of hard for people who, when they're starting a business out of passion and they just have a drive to make an impact, all that business stuff can be a bit scary and a bit overwhelming. So that's what I'll take you through and set up some strategies in your business so you can get started on the right foot.
So you're going to be doing a lot of the hard work. But I agree, having a mentor, someone to take you through it, even to brainstorm an idea. You know, sometimes you think ideas are good and you realize they're not that good. But to have that sort of strategy in place is very, very important. I'm really excited to be collaborating with you on this. I've seen a lot of startups through the early pitch competition and some of the awards and conferences that we run. I know that a lot of them are driven by passion, and I know the difficulties of that. You've a very well experienced individual that not only has experience with your own startup, but also now doing this as a mentor. So I'm really looking forward to it.
Yeah, I'll just say as well, and this isn't sort of a program where I'm just going to be like week to week, see you in the class. Like I'm going to set up a Facebook page. So then during the in-between sessions, like you can ask questions, and I want people to connect and ask questions, and I'll do lives to explain things and get them to do the work. So it's not like, okay, here's the explanation, here's the work, see you next week, and then we move on to the next thing. Like I'll help you nut everything out in between as well, because I think that's part of being a mentor. Like you need to just be there when people have questions.
Yeah, and I think that support is really, really important. And in particular, you know, if you've got a question at that point in time and you want to ask, you forget if you don't do it right then. So the course will start on the 26th of May. And it's weekly for 1.5 hours from 7:30 to 9:30 every week, and then in between at night. That's right. So people can put the kids to bed and whatever they have to do. And then there'll be a Facebook, and you'll be there to support whoever is part of the program. So all right, well, we'll hope to see a few of you there. And thanks, Shannon.
Thanks a lot, Susanna.